Now, to start this video again, I want to highlight the situation that one of our players, Andre, is currently in. Whilst on holiday in Cyprus, Andre got into an accident and has since suffered a terrible head injury. Andre is still hospitalised after a series of treatments, and thankfully Andre's parents had insurance to cover the medical costs. However, the insurance doesn't cover the costs of bringing Andre back to the UK in the way his medical condition needs. Andre's parents are raising money to bring Andre back to the UK through a GoFundMe page, which I've linked in the description below. Every contribution is appreciated. Andre, we're still all thinking about you and still can't wait to welcome you back with open arms, man. Now, last week wasn't ideal. We were knocked out of the Middlesex Cup in the quarter-finals versus Whetstone. Whetstone went 1-0 up with a screamer, and then we were able to equalise for a volley from Nathan Shaw. Cowabunga!
It's making sense.
After the equaliser in the second half, Whetstone grabbed a second, and we unfortunately weren't able to break down the Whetstone defence after that. Were we gutted? Yeah, of course. Anyway, after that disappointment, we're already focusing on the next week in our league fixture versus Enfield. This is how the table looked before the match, and if we stood any chance of winning the league, we needed a win here at the very least. Felix was scoring worldies, even though he wasn't playing. They were almost as good as his kick-ups before the game a few weeks ago. It was a good sign, and we felt good. This is how we lined up before the game, but before we get into the actual game, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, comment. Here's a question. Will Chica or Jed get the golden boot by the end of the season? Anyway, enough of boring you, on to the game. Gospel, get the game underway. Now Reese takes a throw in the Gospel half, but you can only find an Enfield head, and Enfield get their foot on the ball. Their player here plays out wide on the right. Their winger drives forward, beats one or two, and there's only calls for a penalty. Antoine with the ball on the left, he finds Max out wide. Max assesses his options, cuts it back, finds Brody. Brody takes a good touch, shoots! He's unlucky. Monzi, from the following corner after, whips it in, tries to find a head, finds Bren, but it's no cigar. A nice, positive start from Gospel, as Brody picks up the ball here. It eventually falls to me, and I think, why not? Now, after that positive start, Gospel gave the ball away in their own half. Reese gets a foot on it, but it falls back to the original midfielder, and there's calls for another penalty. Now, I asked you a question at the start of the video, but here's another one. Is this offside? Now, as the ball is played towards the left, Antoine takes a good touch here and wins a free kick. I stand over the resultant free kick, assess my options, and I think I see a giraffe.
Head up! Yes! Let's go, boys! Fantastic, let's go!
Now, let me tell you, this bloody hurt. Now, after a bit of Irish dancing from myself, number 17 for Enfield United plays it forward to their number 10. Number 10 with a great touch. Ness tries to get a foot on it, but he doesn't get the lucky knees. Number 10 with the ball in the Gospel half, whips it in, and it's a great block from Reese. Enfield United with the resulting corner, they whip it in, try and get a touch on it, try and shoot, but Gospel eventually clear, and it's hoofed down the pitch, and it falls to Nathan Shaw. Nathan Shaw assesses his options, plays it across the field, first time to Monzi. Monzi takes it down brilliantly. Can Monzi score? After that chance, Brody picks up the ball in the Gospel half. He plays it forward. He finds Mons. Mons takes a touch, plays a great ball through to Max. Max shoots, and it's a great save from the Enfield keeper. From the resulting corner, I whip it in. The keeper punches, but Gospel can't capitalise. Soon after that corner, I try and get my foot on the ball, but Enfield come away with it. They look to play it forward. Reese intercepts, it falls back to them, and eventually they win a free kick here. Enfield, from the free kick. Now as Bren heads the ball forward to me here, I decide to bring back the Irish dancing. Now as the half comes to a close here, this clip reminds me of why Bren's respected in the streets of Sunderland.
Get team press like I've been telling you guys, we're doing well. Finish, keep doing it. They don't want the ball. They don't want the ball at all, boys. This game's there for the winning. It's just a few things we need to improve for me. It's the link-up play, first touch, and taking our chances. Those are the things that we really need to keep doing. Defenders, you're doing well. The only thing I'll say, Andreas and Reece, just make sure when Mateus got the ball, just let's spread out. And boys, let's not give away silly challenges. There's a couple times we could have had penalties there. We have to be very careful. But that's what I want to see more of.
Just one. It feels like we're not on our toes enough when we're going forward, including myself as well. As I say, as always, when I've got the ball and I'm looking up, it's kind of like everyone's kind of like, oh shit, do I go do that? Make your decision early, because that makes the person who's playing the pass a lot easier. So if you're coming out short, come short quicker. If you're going over the top, make that run and signal it. All right, because what's happening too much is there's this confusion, like, oh, where do we play it? We're going short, we're going long. Make that decision early, and then it makes the pass coming before that a lot easier. You're battling, let's just not switch off as well. So easy to switch off in a situation like this where arguably, personally, it feels quite comfortable out there. But let's make sure we put our fucking stamp on it, because the game is far from done, alright?
It's not comfortable at all, boys. It's only 1-0. I want more goals. You lot should want more goals too, because the game is not over at all. So
really
do not get comfortable. Don't. Because a goal we can go 1-1 easily.
Now as the second half starts, it's a lucky escape for the Enfield keeper. Now as we play it long for the goal kick here, we definitely have the bubbly ground to thank. Now as we play it long for the goal kick here, it's a bit all over the shop, to be honest. Gerson with the ball out wide on the left, takes a touch, looks to take on the defender, cuts in, shoots, it's a great shot, the keeper parries it, and it's a penalty. Monzi from the penalty spot. Now soon after that penalty miss, Enfield won a free kick in the gospel half. They looked to put it into the mixer, but they put it straight into Matthias' hands. Matthias takes the second, assesses his options, looks to throw it out wide to Gerson, but number 14 for Enfield's on it, and he intercepts the ball. He takes another touch out here on the right, looks to beat Ed, but finds another teammate ahead of him instead. The Enfield midfielder here drags it back to their other midfielder, and he shoots! Now obviously that was really frustrating after all the chances we had as Enfield play it over the top to their number 13. Their number 13 takes the touch, crosses it to their number 7, and Matthias makes a great save. Enfield really applying the pressure now. Their midfielder here takes a few touches in the middle and plays a ball through to their number 7. Their number 7 chases it, but Matthias gets there first. Enfield with another free kick in the gospel half. They whip it in and get unlucky. At this point in the game, it really was all Enfield. There was no real gospel attack as number 7 beats Reece. He then beats Ness and drives forward into the gospel box. He looks to cross it. He does, and Andreas is there. Now we're approaching the last 10 minutes of the game as Enfield throw it long into the box. Andreas gets his head on it. Ed gets a flick on it. Ed comes away with it. Looks to play it forward, but only to an Enfield defender. Ed goes in for the slide tackle and brings his man down. Enfield from the resulting free kick. Now conceding that late was really gutting, to put it bluntly, but we had one last chance and Ness pumps the ball into the box. Luke chases it, but eventually fouls the Enfield keeper. Now as Reece throws the ball in here, it pretty much marked the end of the game. A big shout out to Enfield, a lovely bunch of lads, and all the best for the rest of the season. Now to put it James bluntly, that was proper gutting. We definitely knew now we weren't going to win the league, and I'll let the post-match talk show the emotion. Regardless of that, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell your nan's cousin's step-aunt that we make videos. And with that all being said, don't forget to take it easy.
We've clearly just let that game slip away from us, from what I've seen. I just think in the second half, really and truly, we just didn't turn up. I don't know what it was or what happened. And we can blame mistakes and things that we did and we didn't do, but in reality, boys, it just wasn't good enough.
There weren't 4 passes made in that second half, Ruth. There weren't any bit of interplay. There was a bit with Gerson and Monzi at one point, but you've got centre mids that can play with the ball, and every time the wing backs are putting it down the line. The kicking from goal kicks, I don't know why we ain't hitting the wide areas. You never kick into the middle because then they're just on your case straight away, moving into your half. It's just things we can just change and it can be done so much better. If you can kick the ball around and pass all around at training, why can't you do it on a Sunday?
We have no identity, boys.
Bruv, that is it. There's no backbone. You don't want to play it into your midfield players who can actually play with the ball. Don't get it wrong, the right players can play with the ball, but they're just getting bullied because then the centre mids are coming towards them. Play it through the middle from the sides and you'll get there. Also, when they've got the ball, it's like you're scared of them. Like there were so many times people could have put a foot in and they didn't. Like either you're coming to Sunday to play football, if you get injured, you get fucking injured. That's it, that's why you're here. You're paying to play football and then you're choosing to lose. We just lost 2-1 and they're dead food. One of them was bald. He's bald and he's beating you, he's popping the ball around you. How old are we now? We shouldn't be making silly mistakes at this age. We're grown men. It's not like Geordie shouldn't have to tell you technical stuff and get on this guy and get on that guy. You should want to do it anyway.
Boys, take the time to reflect on your game individually, because obviously we're saying we weren't good enough. It's all team stuff, yeah? It's true, we weren't.
But what can you do individually?
Exactly, what
I
can you
missed the
do
penalty,
better?
fair enough, innit? But 2-0 down is a completely different game. It's like saying if we don't score the first goal, we got to do better. We keep conceding games. How many times now have we gone a goal up in the last few weeks and lost the game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've lost 3 games out of 4 games with players that are more than capable of winning games, no? Yeah. We're more than capable of playing football here, yeah? Can we agree with that, yeah? Everyone can talk now.
And that's
so why are we turning up on a Sunday, looking at teams and thinking we're better than them automatically?
Listen, hold on. What I'm trying to say is that, for me, there's no real excuse. I can't find it. Like, we've got quite a lot of our team here. Like, Brenness came back. Like, we're getting a lot of our team back, but I'm not seeing an improvement in performances, and that's why I'm questioning our team's hunger. Do you not want to play in this league? Do you not want to win? Because we come in, we play good for a half, and then second half, we go missing. Everyone. There's no just one person I'm blaming. As far as I'm concerned, if one of us makes a mistake, we all make a mistake. Because we're a team.
It's a team.
Sully asking,
When you back?
when am I back?
Oh, fucking
You don't know? I'm back on the 18th of February, Friday. 18th.
Yeah, Friday.